Good morning, students. Myself Abhishek Sharma from Mount Litra Z School, Jhansi. Students, today we are continuing with the 7th chapter of business studies, and in this chapter we have already discussed about motivation in my previous lecture. Now today I am going to discuss incentives. What are incentives and different types of incentive, that is monetary and non-monetary. Incentives can be defined as monetary or non-monetary reward offered to the employees for contributing more efficiently and effectively. Incentive can be extra payment or something more than the regular salary or wages. Incentive acts as a good stimulator or motivator because it encourages the employees to improve their efficiency level and reach the target. So as in the screen you are seeing, there are monetary and non-monetary incentives. So in monetary, first is pay and allowance, increment in salary and allowances. Second is profit sharing. The institution offers shares in the profit to the employees as a common incentive for encouraging the employees for working more efficiently. Third is co-partnership. Sharing the profit does not give ownership right to the employees. Bonus. Bonus is one-time extra reward offered to the employees for sharing high performance. Commission. Commission is the common incentive offered to the employees working under a sales department. Productivity linked with wage incentive. There are certain wage rate plans which offer higher wages for more production. Retirement benefits. Some institution offers retirement benefits such as pension, provident fund, gratuity, etc. to motivate the people. These incentives are suitable for employees who have security and safety needs. Last is perk, fringe benefits and other prerequisites. It refers to special benefits such as medical facility, free education for children, housing, etc. These benefits are over and above salary. These extra benefits are related with the performance of the employees. Now moving to non-monetary incentives. Money is not only the motivator. Some employees who have more of esteem and self-actualization need active in them get satisfied only with non-monetary incentives. First is status. Status refers to the rank, authority, responsibility, recognition and prestige related to job. By offering high status, we can motivate employees. Second is organizational structure. It refers to the climate relation between superior and subordinate. These are the characteristics which describes an institution. Career advancement. Manager must provide promotional opportunity to employees. Whenever there are promotional opportunities, employees improve their skill and efficiency with the hope that they will be promoted to the high level very soon. Then comes job engagement. Employees get bored by performing routine job. They get monotonous. They enjoy doing job with offer which them variety and opportunity to show their skill and talents. By offering challenging job, autonomy to perform job, interesting jobs, employees get satisfied and they are motivated. So interesting, engaged and challenging job itself is a good technique for motivation. Employees recognition. This means giving special regard or respect which satisfies the ego of subordinate. Ego satisfaction is very good technique of motivation. Job security. Job security means lifetime bonding between employees and organization. Job security means giving permanent or confirmation letter. Job security ensures safety and security need, but it may have negative impact also. Now the last is employees participation. It means involving employee in decision making, especially when decisions are related to workers. Employees follow the decision more sincerely when these are taken in consultation with them. And to end this topic, now the last point which we have reached is autonomy empowerment. It means giving more freedom to subordinate. This empowerment develops confidence in the employees. They use positive skills to prove that they are performing their best. So students, that's all for today. Thank you and have a nice day.